Hey Large Group team, I really hate it that we're not going to be able to be in the building the next couple weekends to see each other on the weekends and continue to get to know one another, but I'm not going to let that stop us. I figured I'd take a minute here, shoot a little short video myself, just like everybody else is doing, and send it to you to help continue the conversation as we get to know one another. If you was able to make it to the meeting we had here a couple weeks ago, you know that I like Batman, Robin, and I like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. One other thing I like is farming. I think if I didn't grow up in a household around construction and go that route and then got to change my plans, took me to seminary and into vocational ministry, I think I would really like to be a farmer. So this weekend here is not going to be at work. I'm going to be changing the oil on my neighbor's John Deere here. So looking forward to doing that, a little bit more about me. Feel free to comment below on the video some things that you like to do. But hey, real quick, the reason that I'm recording this video is to share my why. There's a great book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. If you're a reader, I highly encourage it. But in that book, he challenged you to say, to ask yourself, why do you do what you do? Well, for you listening to this video and me, something we all have in common is we love to teach kids about Jesus. So I'm going to challenge you with that same question that book poses, that my seminary professor asked me years ago, was why do you do what you do? Why do you want to do this? I'm going to share a little bit about my why. It starts that I didn't know Jesus until I was 19, so one of my big reasons of why I do what I do is I want kids to have that peace and that hope of knowing Jesus that I have now. I wish I had it when I was a kid. I was kind of an anxious and worried little boy, and I wish I had that peace and that forever friend and that hope that I have in Jesus today back then. So it drives me to do what I do. I'll start there and say it's because of that. But then as I spend time in the Word and in prayer, I have a biblical reason too that I want to share with you. It's from John chapter 12, and it's the week before Jesus goes to the cross. It's when he's entering Jerusalem, and I'm going to read to you what he says, John chapter 12, starting in verse 23. And Jesus answered them, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. Whoever loves his life loses it, and whoever hates his life in this world will keep it for eternal life. If anyone serves me, he must follow me. And where I am, there will my servant be also. If anyone serves me, the Father will honor him." I know in that verse Jesus is talking about himself and giving his life for us, but I also look at that and think of my life. The plans I had for my life, I completely gave those up, following God's command to go into full-time work and to teach kids about Jesus. And I consider it a huge honor and a huge privilege. But how that when we say no to ourselves and say yes to God, he can use those efforts to bring many, many to know him. And that's what drives me to do what I do. Is I hope that through my efforts, as feeble as they may be, it can help some of these kids have that peace and hope that I wish I had when I was their age. So hope that encourages you a little bit, but also hope it starts a conversation between all of us. Like I said, please comment below in this video. Let me know and let us know what's your why. Why do you do what you do here in Kid City? Love to hear from you. Stay safe and healthy, friends. I'll talk soon.